winter, Min.
I will never forget the winter of 2014 in Kansas. I just recently graduated from the University of Kansas with a degree in petroleum engineering. But more important than that, I landed a job at the Kansas Geological Survey right in town in Lawrence, Kansas. Lynn and I couldn't be happier about this opportunity since that meant that we didn't have to move anywhere else. We just stay in town and keep rolling, which is great. Everybody knows that moving is not fun at all. However, it turns out that the Kansas Geological Survey only had funding to last us through October at that same year, and there was waiting for another Department of Energy grant that would overlap that current funding we currently have. It turns out that that funding from DOE didn't come through, meaning that if I chose to stay at the state survey, there would be no income for us. It was such an emotion trying to break that news to my wife that day. It was not fun at all. But as soon as we found out that there would be no money to support us, we started looking around for other opportunities. We drove down to Houston, Texas, which is basically the energy capital of the United States, trying to see if we can rent a place down there, stay, and keep applying for other opportunities. After about a week in Houston, we decided we'd rather be in Kansas. I also flew out to Salt Lake City using my own monies to interview with a professor at the University of Utah, hoping to join her group of research. That didn't work out either. So eventually, Lynn and I moved to an apartment off campus. We didn't have any furniture in our apartment, and that winter was really, really cold. I remember we used to put one of these cloths on, so we basically had to sleep on the carpet, and we put one of these cloth on the ground so that we can keep ourselves warm. And it was because we didn't have any mattress, and we didn't want to buy anything like that during those difficult times. Also, we didn't want to use the gas heater we have in our apartment back then. Instead, to keep the entire apartment warm, but we use a smaller, more portable heater to only use in our bedrooms. It was a difficult times. We also had no internet in our apartment, so Lynn went ahead and volunteered on campus so she could use the internet, and I do volunteer work at a state geological survey, so I get my internet from my office. On the other hand, I had to use up my own saving account in order to last us through those difficult times. People were living paycheck to paycheck, and we didn't even have one to live off of. So that brought us to a very difficult questions that Lynn and I have to answer. Do we really want to stay in the United States, or do we want to leave? And I have to admit that it's almost broke me. I wanted to leave because I didn't want to use up all of my savings, and I wanted Lynn to be able, or my wife to be able to find work related to her field, which is computer science. And she made such a sacrifice coming here to the United States with me, and I don't want her to keep suffering any longer. So I asked her, what would you do? It turns out that she replied, no matter what choice you make, I will fully support that decision. And I'm really thankful for that, because that's exactly what I need. Instead of blaming me or complaining about the situation, she chooses to accept who I am and choose to be part of a plan in the end. And so I pondered over that for many nights, and finally Lynn suggested that I keep applying for graduate school to give it our best shot before we give up. Go big or go home, right? In March 2015, we drove to Laramie for the first time to interview with the geology department here at UW. We did our best. I was accepted to the PhD program here, even though my initial plan was to go to industry. Today, we're recovering from that Kansas winter, both in terms of savings and career prospect. I interned at Los Alamos National Lab last summer, and we have an ongoing research collaboration, which I'm really grateful for. Lynn is involved with the communities here and learning all kinds of skills that I believe will help her later in her futures. The moral of our struggle in that Kansas winter brought me to really important lessons. You never know when the next storm is going to come, but you have to be both mentally and financially ready for that. To be mentally ready, I really thank my family and Toastmasters as a community to help me through that difficult time. To be financially ready, I would strongly suggest that you consult one of the financial guru out there, and this is one of my favorite books, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. In the end, I would like to say that you don't know what the next storm will come. Wyoming winter is probably going to be worse than Kansas, but in the end, we'll all become stronger. Thank you for your attention.